Hey everybody, Eric Baressa here, and today I want to address a very important topic that often gets overlooked, and that is tuning your guitar. We have students that show up to their lessons frequently out of tune, and we have to spend some time doing that. And furthermore, if they are out of tune all week at home, they're going to really struggle to get their songs to sound the way they want them to. And they think that they're doing it wrong, and then parents think that they're doing them wrong, and then everybody gets frustrated. So my goal today is to help you understand how to tune the guitar so that you'll be able to do it by yourself at home. Now, first of all, you can use an app on a phone to tune your guitar. Guitar Tuna is very good, and it's free, but I really would strongly suggest getting a clip-on tuner like this. This is not the best one. I really like the Snark tuners, but it kind of does the same thing. So you can kind of see there's this in the middle. If it gets there, usually on most tuners, it'll go green, and that'll tell you you are in tune. If it's up above, you're too sharp, which means the string is too tight. And if it's below, that means you are flat and the string is too loose. Now, on some of these, you'll have a mode. I don't know if you can see this tiny little G under here, but you can see I switched to B. That means bass, violin, ukulele, and then C means chromatic. So you want to make sure if you're tuning your guitar that it's set to guitar, otherwise all kinds of wonky things can happen. So I'm going to clip it onto the headstock over here in a way that I can read it well, so that when I hit each of my strings I know what to do. So the strings are from low to high, meaning thickest to thinnest, E, A, D, G, B, E. And we remember that Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So you want to practice saying that, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, and then practice saying just the first letter of each of those, E, A, D, G, B, E, until it just kind of rolls off the tongue, E, A, D, G, B. So I'm going to hit my low E, and I'm going to check, and I know you can't see this, but it shows the bar going just right above, which means I'm just a little too tight. So I'm going to reach up, I'm going to make sure that I grab the tuner that matches with that string, and I'm going to turn it clockwise to loosen it. And just a tiny, tiny bit. And that puts me right where I need to be. So now I'm going to go to the A, and that's just below the line, so I'm going to tighten it just a little bit. And notice that I'm plucking while I'm holding the tuner, and I'm plucking as I tune. Okay, sometimes students will pluck, they'll let it die, they'll guess where to turn it, and it takes a little bit longer. So if you can turn it while it's ringing, you can actually watch it go higher and lower. Now I'm going to go to the D. Perfect. My G is a little flat. Notice I just made a tiny, tiny turn. It's real easy to overdo it. And then the B is a little flat. And my E is pretty much right on. Then I'm going to hold down the power button, turn it off so I don't drain the battery. And then it's a good idea to just kind of leave them clipped on. So when you show up to your lesson, I would go ahead and, even if you've tuned beforehand, go ahead and just leave it clipped on during your lesson so that we can pop it on if we need to and check your tuning. And the other thing to watch out for, make sure that it doesn't accidentally say flat or sharp. Sometimes it'll say, for the E, it'll say E flat, and you'll see this in the document, what that looks like. Flat is like a tiny B. So it'll say like E, tiny B, E flat. And it might say you're perfectly in tune, but it's an E flat and not an E. Or a hashtag symbol means sharp, looks like a little tic-tac-toe. So if it shows up as D sharp, and you're perfectly in tune, well, you're still too high. You need to lower it down until you get to D. Sometimes you can be off by a letter, but usually when you leave your lesson, you'll be pretty much in tune. So when you're at home, you should just have to make tiny, tiny adjustments. If you're having to make big, big turns, there's probably some kind of a problem. Bring it into us so we can show you if you need to tighten it up to the next note, or if you need to loosen it to get to that next note. Okay, so I'm Eric Barassa, and again, I hope this has been helpful. Just email or call us if you have any questions about this, and I look forward to having lots of effective in tune lessons together.